All right, team, what's good? My microphone situated. I'm not wearing a black shirt today. Isn't that crazy? Um, okay. If I could get confirmation on the sound, as usual, that'd be pretty cool. I gotta be honest, y'all. I like fucking... I ate too much. I don't feel that great. So I'm kind of dealing with that. Nice. Good to know. Thanks, y'all. Let me see if I can do my hair all cute without it bothering the shit out of me. Sounds great. Nice. Brendan, hello. Dana, hello. Ben Venice. I don't know your name. I don't know how to address you, but thanks for being here. Thanks for confirmation. I'm doing my best with my hair right now. Hold on. Some of it keeps falling in where it's not supposed to. Okay, hold on. I got it. I'm so close to getting it, y'all. Okay, I think that's probably as close as we're gonna get. Hey, what's good? 9 volt. All right, we got a good crowd tonight. That's cool. I'm gonna keep it honest, y'all. I wasn't really feeling like doing this today, but you know I gotta do it for you all. You know that I'm a woman of the people. Okay. I gotta hit the stream for the crew. You know. Oh, hey Quinn, thanks. How are you? Thanks for being here. Now my hair is still bothering me. Hold on. There's something not right with it, and I'm gonna figure it out. Something is getting caught where it shouldn't be. I don't know, man. Close enough. All right, I'm gonna be listening to music while I do this. Multitasking, as it were. I was in the middle of listening to this new Black Parade record last night, and I'm gonna go back to listening to that because that shit was hard. Yeah. Cool. Black Braid. Indigenous black metal. Shit goes crazy. I saw them live opening for Wolves in the Throne Room, and that shit was awesome. So, what's on the agenda today, team? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We're gonna go over the Criterion announcements, as they are bountiful today. And I've actually seen a few of them. And then we're going to either start with commissions or start with reviews, because I think last I checked, I left off on Wuthering Heights, but as I am wont to do, I did watch more movies since then. So, yo, you know you're listening to a good black metal record when there's a fucking loon sampled, okay? I'm just saying. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff that I want to talk about, so we will be doing that. We'll see how far we can get. Shit, how far back do I need to go? There's no way. Was it really that long ago? Oh my gosh, it was. All right. I am still behind on commissions, but I'm not that behind. I've got, we were gonna do them last week, and then the people that I wanted to be here because they commissioned them were not here, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it next week. So, that's what we're doing. But if we were to get current, I would need to review 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 movies today? I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see how far we get. As always, if you're here in the chat, say hey. We love it when the viewers participate. That's always good for me. I'm gonna try one last time to get my hair to cooperate. Might have to go run and get the clips or something. Really break out the big guns, you know what I'm saying? Long hair havers in the chat know what's good, know what I'm talking about. That's probably fine. That's probably better. Or like what I'm looking for, yeah. Alright. I guess let's do Criterion first. Sure. My studio mode was fucking up earlier, so the beginning of the stream looked a little wonky, but that's okay. I'm also realizing I forgot my water, so I might have to run and get that. Actually, before we go ahead and get the ball rolling, let me do that. So, you watched 15 over the weekend? Okay, I'm gonna be right back to get my water. I would like you to type out all the movies that you watched in the chat, please and thank you. All right, that's your homework for the next 2 minutes. I am. Thank you. I am muted. All right. You're off the hook, Brendan. Okay, let me try that again. I was roasting Brendan for not having his movies in the chat, but he's making up for it. So Dana says, I got dragged through the Assassin's Creed movie over the weekend and it felt like 15 movies. It's pretty brutal. I've never played Assassin's Creed, so I don't know if I would get anything out of it, like either positive or negative, but Michael Fassbender's in it, right? And he's kind of goated, so like, yeah, he's in it. Oh man, rough rating. It's a good cast. We got Fassbender, we got Marion Cotillard, we got Jeremy Irons. I mean, these are good actors. I see Dana was not fucking with it. All right. Zombie Island Massacre, Fanny Hill, Extro 3, 47 Meters Down, The Flintstones, Red Sorghum, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Getting there. That's a busy weekend, dude. How many movies did I see this weekend? Let's find out. Over the weekend, I watched... Well, that's not even counting tonight, right? So just yesterday and so far today? Jeez. I've won. So what I've watched so far this weekend. That's crazy. If you count Friday, I went through the whole Reviver disc, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on that day. But, you know, those are shorts, so not exactly. Yo, I'm realizing that the Discord notification hasn't gone through, and genuinely low Kirkenuanly. I don't think Discord understands daylight savings time. Yo, that word is like such a cursed portmanteau. And I'm like learning Spanish right now, or at least trying to. And it occurred to me the other day where I'm like, I'm barely able to like learn like basic vocabulary and sentences, and we're not even into like slang, and then we're not even into like brain rot hyper online slang. Like, what is the Spanish equivalent of low Kirkenuanly? You know? Like, that's crazy. Like, I feel like the standard for fluency has changed, and I feel like slang has gotten so, like, extreme. I don't know. Maybe it's universal. I kind of doubt it. Le Proie du Mal, Hoppers in the Theater, Beyond Evil, War Games, Within, Mr. Jones, Goth, and Creepazoids. Dude, that's a stacked weekend. How did you even have time for all that? Like, that's kind of intense. Okay. What else? What else? I guess let's go ahead and start with the announcements, yeah. Hop back over here. June titles. Some fun stuff, I hope. I live in the middle of nowhere and it's winter part 3 here. Well, at least you have an internet connection so you can be here. That's good, right? Okay. We have, I mean, a lot of titles. This is excessive. I guess let's start going through them, huh? 5 easy pieces. So this is a 4K upgrade from Spine 546. Following Jack Nicholson's breakout supporting turn in Easy Rider, director Bob Rafelson devised a powerful leading role for the new star in the searing character study 5 easy pieces. Nicholson plays the now iconic cad, not iconiclad, iconic cad, Bobby Dupea, a shiftless 30-something oil rigger and former piano prodigy. Immune to any sense of responsibility, who returns to his upper-middle-class childhood home, blue-collar girlfriend, in tow, to see his estranged, ailing father. Moving in its simplicity and gritty in its textures, 5 easy pieces is a lasting example of early 1970s American alienation. Pretty early 1970s, 1970 exactly. Project Hail Mary getting mixed reviews so far. I saw, like, opening weekend, it had pretty much universal acclaim, but maybe that's changing? Let me look it up real quick. Feel like it's gonna be, yep, right here. I was planning on seeing it. It's just really long. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is mixed reviews. 100 of all time? A 4.4? I mean, looks pretty, seeing an IMAX tomorrow, and I'm still hella pumped. Yeah, I hope you're excited. I hope it's awesome. It feels like it's gonna be like a spectacle, you know? I might try to see it on Tuesday. Let me see. Use Google. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm saying I disagree if this is what I'm looking at. It made a ton of money, something like 140 million. That's cool. I'm sure it has some negative reviews, but mixed reception would be. I mean, let me check. Let me check the Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I'm seeing a 95% critic score and a 96% audience score. I mean, that's pretty close to universal. Like, obviously, there's going to be some. Well, let's see. What's the budget? Hold on here. Let's double check. Project Hail Mary. I did like this mic placement a lot for a second because I can use my mouse perfectly, but I can't really Okay, it does have a 77% on Metacritic. So that's more mixed than I was thinking. What's the difference if between Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic? How do they what is their criterion? What's the difference there? Oh, I'm looking at the book. Movie. Let's take a look. I mean, yeah, 141 on a $200 million budget. So it's got to make at least 400 to break even, probably. And I mean, that's just opening weekend. So, I mean, it's doing pretty good. The 9th highest grossing film of 2026. Are there really like 8 more? I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Oh, goat. I thought it said goal. That makes sense. Scare Out. Okay, it's Chinese movie. I don't know what this is. There's no page for it. Yeah, for sure. The marketing, like, you want to double it when you think about box office. Like, whatever the budget is, you want to double it to break even. This is a general rule of thumb, I think. Oh, I guess Hoppers is popping off. Yeah, Chinese stuff. That makes sense. Wuthering Heights is popping off. Scream 7 made a good amount of money. Okay, Metacritic, which uses a weighted average as opposed to just. I think Rotten Tomatoes does like. I forget how they do it. No, I agree with you about Scream. I'll tell you that. I think it's way overdone. I think I watched 4 and I was like, this is beyond beating a dead horse at this point. And then they made 3 more of the things. I guess we'll see. At least Scream 6, I think, was just taking the concept and doing something different with it, right? Like, it wasn't let me turn my gain down a little bit. I feel like I'm clipping a little bit. I don't know. Tell me if the sound is any better now. Like, the idea was they're taking the concept but with different characters, right? And then 7 is just nostalgia slop. Like, and it's also like low-key fascist. Nostalgia slop. Doubling up on the fascism there, huh? Okay, we use a weighted average, assign the film a score of 77 based on 54 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. All right, I'll give it to you. That's more mixed than I thought it was. I'm trying to see how I love Chinatown. I don't remember saying I loved Jack Nicholson. I'm just reading the blurb. But Chinatown is a banger. Trying to see if there's a way to see their critics aggregate score. Calculates the percentage of positive reviews if their positive reviews make up 60% or more. Okay. So Anyway, I meant to look this up now. But I'll probably try to see it tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Tuesday. But yes, I have seen a couple people, like just that I follow, say that they didn't like it as much. I mean, this looks pretty good. Tubi seems like a perfect Tubi watch. Dolby Vision, and then that's gonna be the same features as before. Is this yeah, it's in the Lost and Found set, which I feel like is getting slowly upgraded. Easy Rider, 5 easy pieces, Last Picture Show. I feel like these are all gonna get upgraded. The Last Detail. I've been meaning to check that out too. Charade. Here's a movie I've been trying to see for a minute. Another upgrade. Spine 57. 4K. In this comedic thriller, a trio of crooks relentlessly pursue a young American played by Audrey Hepburn and gorgeous Givenchy through Paris in an attempt to recover the fortune her dead husband stole from them. The only person she can trust is Cary Grant's suave, mysterious stranger. Goes deliciously dark for Charade, a glittering emblem of 1960s style and macabre wit. Hell yeah. Yeah, I need to check this out for sure. I love Cary Grant. He's one of my favorite classic Hollywood boys for sure. West Indies, The Fugitive Slaves of Liberty. Okay. 1979. Spine 1313. Blu-ray only. No DVD. That's interesting. Sharad is cute. Sharad is fun. Sharad is genuinely really great. I like that. The triple hitter there. I definitely need to check it out for sure. Mauritanian. I'm trying. French firebrand Med Hondo puts colonialism itself on trial. Oh wait, hold on. I meant to look up. I mean, I think I've looked this up before, but I meant to look it up again. I've definitely heard really good things about this from a lot of people. So, I mean, Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant, like it's tough to fuck that up, you know? Oh, they made a Mark Wahlberg remake? That's fucking whack. Oh, a guy who did Singing in the Rain? I mean, that movie's pretty good, right? Although he made a lot of movies, it seems. Okay, West Indies. Puts colonialism itself on trial in this one-of-a-kind musical spectacular, a collective effort of unprecedented scale and ambition that proved a watershed event in African cinema. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Oh, Mauritania? There's my own inner colonialist. I don't even know how to pronounce that country's name. That's fucked up. I might have to move the mic. I'm hitting it and shit. It's not good. Forever the bane of my existence, trying to figure out where to put the goddamn microphone. Maybe here? Nope. Nope, that's worse. That's definitely worse. Maybe there? I don't know that that's better, to be honest. Put the gain back up a little bit. Okay. One day, you guys, I'm gonna figure out where to put the goddamn microphone. Can I move you? And then put that like, oh, it doesn't go that low. It's failed me. All right, that's fine, I guess. It's more out of my way now, I guess. Okay. Aboard an enormous mock slave ship, Hondo stages a series of imaginative reenactments and intricately choreographed dance numbers that trace the devastating effects of French imperialism across centuries of enslavement and injustice. Beyond mere extravaganza, West Indies, The Fugitive Slaves of Liberty is a stirring call to Pan-African independence and a dazzling yet critical reconception of an entire people's history of oppression and rebellion. Well, that seems kind of like a must-own, yeah? And this artwork is crazy. They went fucking crazy mode on this artwork. Dude, it's so good. New 4K digital restoration, uncompressed monaural soundtrack, new interview with African cinema scholar Abubakar Sanogo, program featuring archival interviews, excerpted archival interview with the cinematographer, and an essay from Ashley Clark, new cover by Chris Visions. It is on the Criterion channel, so that's good for me, because I have the Criterion channel. Let me look this up. Pretty good rating. I'll pop that in the watch list. Pretty cool. Although, you know, seems like they could have stood to have a visual essay on here. If only there was somebody who was available to be commissioned for visual essays on subversive and political cinema. I don't know. Could be somebody out there. I mean, that interview is probably close to what it is they're looking for. I don't know that they would actually, like, pay for me to drive up there and do an interview with them. That seems intimidating. Lisa Sholodenko? Okay. High Art, 1998. Spine 1314. Blu-ray only. Again, no DVD. Which is interesting. I guess it was already out on DVD. In a revelatory performance, Ali Sheedy stars in writer-director Lisa Cholodenko's debut feature, a wry and incisive look at the politics of the New York art scene, wrapped in the guise of an emotionally spiky queer romance. I feel like Criterion is a bit sparse with the new extras. I mean, that's been a criticism of them for like a few years now, and you're not wrong. They're definitely sparse, but what I will always say to defend them is like, the ones that they do put on there are really good, and apparently they pay pretty well, and like they're very high quality. So like, I wish there was more, but also at least you know what's going to be on there is going to be good. Hello, High Art is one of the June releases I'm most excited to watch. Thank you for being here, Reese Spartak. Don't know how to address you, but let me know if there's a way you prefer to be addressed. And yeah, it looks really cool. I've never heard of this. I forgot that these are going to be the Pride Month announcements, yeah? Did I lose you guys? Are we good? Are we good? Saw that we were buffering for a second. Should be hardwired in, so it should be okay. Anyway, yeah, it should be the Pride Month announcements this month, so I forgot about that. All good? Okay. When Lucy Berliner, cool, a once prominent photographer who has retreated into a life of heroin abuse with her fated actress lover, is rediscovered by Sid, an up-and-coming editor at a photography magazine. Professional ambition and personal attraction become dangerously entwined, stripping away art world glamour to tell a seductive yet troubling story of complicated human connection. High Art stands as an essential work of both queer and 1990s independent cinema. Okay. New 4K restoration, supervised by the director with a 5.1 soundtrack, audio commentary featuring the director from 2004. New conversation between the director and filmmaker Karen Kusama. New interviews with actors and the photographer. Dinner Party, a short film in English subtitles, and a critic by B. Ruby Rich. New cover by Anthony Garaci, featuring photography by Jojo Wilden, who was also interviewed. Okay. Cool. There are no interesting movies coming up. Nothing looks that good in my opinion. Do you mean from Criterion or like coming out in theaters? Because I'm sorry you feel that way. Because I think there's a lot to be excited about. High art. I do want to see this. Kind of a lower rating. That's interesting. Okay. High art is just T-girls in Williamsburg doing lines of K. That's funny. Cinemas. Oh, I haven't been paying that much attention to what's coming out in theaters, but there's never I'm never not overwhelmed with new movies to see in the theater. Um that's funny. In terms of stuff that's coming out, that movie Obsession looks really good. I'm excited about that. There's a Sheep Detective movie that's coming out. That looks awesome. I'm pretty stoked about that. The Sheep Detectives. I'm definitely gonna be seeing that shit. um Do you watch anything other than queer LGBT movies? Yeah, I definitely only watch queer movies. You're right. We'll go through my Letterboxd diary later, but yeah, I watch plenty of stuff. I promise you. Maybe I should though. That would be kind of a flex. Oh yeah, I saw Nicholas Winding Refn had something coming out that looked pretty cool. I was in the middle of watching what's it called? The Alabama Solution, that new documentary. It's really good so far. Not a lot of queer themes going on in that, unfortunately, but it's pretty good. Lav Diaz. So this is a Criterion premiere. Hypnotic journey engraved in images of staggering beauty and horror. This monumental achievement from Lav Diaz boldly relights the imperialist myth-making of the Age of Discovery. Elegantly minimalist, yet overpowering in its scale and impact. Magellan follows 16th century Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan as he embarks on his epochal quest to cross the Pacific, a voyage that spirals into zealotry and violence when he attempts to impose Christianity upon the people of the Philippines. Abetted by Garcia Bernal's radically anti-heroic portrayal, Diaz composes a stark realization of the brutality at the heart of European conquest and a haunting elegy for the lost pre-colonial past. That sounds awesome. Let me pull this up. Yeah, this looks crazy mode. Philippines, Portugal, Spain, France, and Taiwan. That is quite the co-production. It's a brand new 2026 film. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in my watch list for sure. Oh, it's long as fuck. uh this is gonna be on the Criterion channel at some point. Known for a lot of long movies, huh? Filipino independent filmmaker. Oh, this is Connie put out this movie and it's long as shit. Okay, cool. I've heard really good things about Magellan, especially about how they shot the whole thing on Pro Summer DSLR cameras. I don't know anything about cameras, but I'm gonna trust that that's a good thing. Love's duration. It would appear so, huh? I'm pretty excited about this. Is this a 2-disc sort of deal? No, just the one. Yeah. All right. Ooh, we're getting into fun stuff. Hairspray. I love Hairspray. What a fun movie. We love John Waters in this house. John Waters is a goated boy. More queer cinema. Watch out. I'm back on my bullshit. Okay. It's one of his shortest films, yeah. After decades of pushing the boundaries of bad taste with his underground provocations, John Waters found surprising mainstream success. He has one that's 10 hours? Brother. Which one is 10 hours? That seems excessive. Okay, this is not that. $250. 345 minutes. This is ridiculous, dude. Like, maybe edit your movies a little bit. Am I being unreasonable when I say that? Maddie. Hi, Maddie. Shout out. Workmeister Harmonies is 10 hours? Is it really? I didn't know it was that long. I probably did not spell that right. You were right. 139 minutes. Is there a 10-hour version of it? Oh, fuck. Are we back? Did I lose connection? I don't know what's going on. I don't want to go too crazy unless I can confirm that my shit is working. Did y'all lose me for a second? Because this should not be happening. Only seen Pink Flamingos and Crybaby. Really want to see more. Sounds all good still. Really? Because I'm buffering a shit on my end. And that's weird that it's only happening on my end. But, okay. I'll trust you all. Diaz is one of the OG slow cinema guys. Long takes and longer films. Evolution of a Filipino Family. Oh, Satan Tango. That one's 7 hours? Yeah. Pink Flamingos and Crybaby are bangers, but oh, Evolution of a Filipino Family. All right. Let's see. Yeah. 625 minutes. That's ridiculous. I see a little buffering, but it's fine so far. Okay, so it's not nothing. So, hold on. 10 plus hours. I mean, it's a little much, okay? Like, I mean, we're making a goddamn mini-series at that point. Like, divided by 60. 10 and a half hours. That's ridiculous. That's like too much, man. Yeah, the Black Braid record. Shit goes hard. Check that shit out. We were talking about Hairspray. Let's go back to Hairspray. Melancholia is pretty long. I bet. Alright. After decades of pushing the boundaries of bad taste with his underground provocations, John Waters found surprising mainstream success with this infectiously irreverent rock and soul comedy. It's 1962, and the only things bigger than the bouffant hairdos are the popular dance crazes sweeping the nation when Baltimore teen Tracy Turnblad shoots to stardom on a local TV dance party. Excuse me. Her radical self-confidence and support for racial integration launch a movement that takes the city by storm, co-starring the inimitable Divine in a fiercely funny double role. Hairspray finds Waters marrying his wildly subversive sensibility with a newfound bubblegum sweetness for what may be his most irresistible film. I don't know about irresistible, but it's definitely his most accessible and maybe his most like overtly just like fun movie if you're not like a psycho pervert. So, you know, it's not my favorite. My favorite is In the Backdrop. Multiple Maniacs, signed by John Waters back there. Excited for new John Waters movies on 4K. The John Waters 4Ks are pre-orders for me for sure. Um, yeah, hell yeah. I'll get these eventually. Um, audio commentary featuring Waters and actor Ricky Lake. Is that new or old? New conversation between Waters and DJs Dave the Spaz, Abramson, and Gaylord Fields. Okay. Oh, I gotta change my thing so I see all the chats. My favorite from him is Cecil B. Demented. I haven't seen that one yet. It's exciting to me that I still have John Waters movies that I haven't seen yet. So I tried not to binge all of them, but should probably watch the rest of them, to be honest. New interview with Lake and actor Colleen Fitzpatrick. Reflections from many actors, deleted scenes, behind the scenes documentary, get to know John Waters from 1987, interview with a production designer, and an essay from critic Jessica Kiang. New cover by Efron Miller, which is a banger, by the way. I love this artwork. Yeah, that one is Desperate Living the one. I mean, we'll get to it, but isn't that one the one that does not have any, like, maybe had a DVD but no like big physical media releases? Am I correct on that? Now this is what I like to see. All right, this is stacked on features. Big fan of that. Ooh, Umbrella released it on Blu-ray region free. That's cool. Get to know John Waters. What is this? Maybe a different. Well, maybe they'll be added. Someone will add that eventually, I'm sure. Anyway, I love this movie. When did I last see it? Because it's been a minute. I saw the remake when it came out, so like I saw it first. And did I even rate this? No, I need to rewatch it because I have seen it and I remember liking it, to be honest, but I was also very young, so probably need to rewatch that. This is a good original poster too. Oh, I saw it with the commentary, so that must be an old commentary. 2022, so it's been about 4 years since I saw it. That's crazy. Shout out Divine. All right. What am I listening to? Oh, Lord 2 Milligram. Shout out. Let me respond to a text real quick. I'm bummed that Desperate Living isn't Dolby Vision, but at least Hairspray is. Oh, I forgot to check that. This artwork is awesome. Like, it's so good. And it's probably even better if you've seen the movie. But I haven't, so I just have to go on the vibes, but it's sick. Presented in HDR. Does anybody know, like, who, like, as far as I'm aware, Dolby Vision is just a type of HDR, so if it has HDR, I don't know why you wouldn't just go ahead and do it. I have a projector, so I can't do Dolby Vision. So it doesn't matter to me, but I know that it's important for people, so I'm curious about that. Following the unrepentant outrageousness of Pink Flamingos and Female Trouble, director John Waters brought his notorious trash trilogy to a fittingly twisted close with his anti-fascist fairy tale after hysterical housewife Peggy Gravel murders her husband with the help of her fed-up housekeeper. The newfound sisters in crime escape to the bizarro shantytown of Mortville, a depraved penal colony presided over by a despotic queen whose tyranny pushes her subjects to shocking revolt. Deviant cops, death by dog food, DIY surgery. Waters unleashes all this and more in an at once relentlessly warped and oddly moral vision of queer rebellion. Hitting all the boxes for me, I'll tell you what. It looks good to me. But of course I'll watch anything he makes. Audio commentary. Optional Italian dub track? Now I have questions about that. Why is that on there? Was this like something that he did? Like, is this like part of the in-universe gag? Is that there's like a bad Italian dub or something? Or like, someone help me out if they know why that's there, because that's super interesting to me. New conversation between Waters and film programmer Christina Cacciatori. Back to Mortville, a tour of the film's main Baltimore location, led by Waters. New interview with actor Susan. Da 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 da. Shout out Mink Stoll. Interview with production designer. Essay by critic Grace Byron. Cover based on an original theatrical poster featuring photography by Peter Hujar. Well, I'm a big fan of the artwork. How many of his movies have they put out at this point? Let's find out. 6 of them? It's pretty good. And I had all of them. So I guess I better keep that up, huh? Although the rest of these are just Blu-ray. These are all... what was Desperate Living shot on? Because I could see that being why it's not Dolby Vision. I wonder if they just don't want to pay the Dolby Vision licensing on some films. Or maybe it just doesn't look good for certain films. I'm going to find out what this is shot on. Because that might be why. Because if this is like a real grungy one, you know. Yeah, definitely need to see this. All right. 16 millimeter. Maybe that's why. Certificate X? That's pretty cool. The tags on IMDb read as follows: male full frontal nudity, absurd violence, surrealism, murder of a nude man, and male stripping. Sounds good to me. I believe you. I've just already done all the work to get here, so I want to double check. Negative format, 16 millimeter and 35 millimeter blow up. Okay. Interesting. It says the aspect ratio is 137 to 1, but it's 166 to 1 for the Criterion Blu-ray. So, I mean, they work directly with him. Presumably there's a reason for that. But that's interesting. Turkey Joe is one of the listed cast members. All right. All right, y'all. Now I'm beating the allegations, all right? Here's a non-queer film that I've seen and really love. It was just an accident. Jafar Panahi. Interested to know if they got the original 16 millimeter or a blow-up source. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how that would work, to be honest. Because if the negative format is a 35 blow-up, I don't know that they would keep the 16 print. But I don't know enough about how that works. Maybe I'll ask Oscar the next time I talk to him. Okay, in this Palme d'Or winner from the Iranian auteur, Jafar Panahi, a chance encounter sets in motion an urgent moral thriller when a stranded driver walks into his shop. Mechanic Vahid believes he has come face to face with Egbal, doing my best, a notoriously brutal guard who tortured him during his political imprisonment, gathering a band of fellow former inmates and other allies. Vaid sets out to take justice into his own hands, but does he have the right man? Shot in secret after Panahi's longtime ban from filmmaking in his home country. It was just an accident as a tour de force of sustained tension and mordant humor, provocatively shifting perspectives to examine vital questions of trauma and revenge. We need to protect this man at all costs. Genuinely one of our best, most vital, most important, most transgressive filmmakers. Point blank period. New digital master. Presumably in 4K, because it's on 4K. And it doesn't look like it has Dolby Vision or HDR. So it's interesting that they did 4K at all. Because it just says new digital master and there's no HDR. So, like, that almost feels like perfunctory or like it doesn't need to be there. New conversation between Panahi and filmmaker Ramin Barani, and the Cannes Film Festival press conference, and that's kind of it. Wait, does this not even have a fucking booklet? Dude, I'm gonna be pissed if there's no booklet in this, because that would be outrageous. Y'all could have done better on this one. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But this cover art is fucking crazy. Eric Skillman, this is so good. I love this cover art. This is one of the best movies of the year. Maybe the movie was finished in SDR. I mean, probably. I would imagine so. I mean, this shit just came out, so I imagine they know what they're doing. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if this didn't need to be on 4K, to be honest. But, I mean, I'm trusting that the resolution is there for it to make sense. I'm just curious why it doesn't say new 4K digital master. Although if they forgot to put that there's a booklet in here too, maybe there's just typos out the wazoo on this shit. Oh, I need to say this more often. Like the video, please and thank you. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit the donation or the tip jar if you are so inclined. $20 gets you a commissioned review of whatever you want. And we'll be doing that probably tonight. I don't know. I was hoping Jeff would be here again. I think he's busy building a fucking studio. So hopefully he'll see the review eventually. But we'll go ahead and knock those out. See, IMDb says the movie was finished in 2K. Yeah. Criterion has released a few non-HDR discs. The big bump in encoding bitrate is usually worth the upgrade over Blu-ray. That's fair. I would be completely honest. If it was finished in 2K, you don't need to do this on 4K, I don't think. But I think the bigger bitrate and the larger file size on the disc is probably worth it. But honestly, I think they probably just did it so people wouldn't complain, because people would just complain about it if it wasn't. To be honest, that seems likely to me. But I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, last one. I love to see them upgrading the Eclipse series. Carlos Saura's flamenco trilogy, one of Spanish cinema's great auteurs. Carlos Saura brought international audiences closer to the art of his country's dance than any other filmmaker before or since. That's pretty bold claim, huh? His flamenco trilogy, Blood Wedding, Carmen, and El Amor Brujo. Saura merged his passion for music with his exploration of national identity, all starring and choreographed by legendary dancer Antonio Gades. The films feature thrilling physicality and electrifying cinematography and editing, colorful paeans to bodies in motion, as well as the cinema itself. Dude, it is such a pleasure every time to read Criterion's copy. It's so good. And then well, fuck it. I'll do it. No, I don't feel like it. I'm not reading all the plot synopses. You get the idea. And the special features include an essay. Okay. Well, I'll take it. And these should... Oh, they're not? I was going to say they should be on the Criterion channel. I really don't understand the science behind something like a 4K of Zodiac, for example. Something that's native resolution is 1080. I guess HDR. Well, HDR, and also it's an upscale, which is controversial, but if it's already digital as shit, I mean, it could probably look pretty good. And then again, also the extra breathing room. But that's a good point. Let me look that up real quick. Zodiac 4K review. Let's see what our friends at the Digital Bits have to say. Okay, this is a movie review, so... Cinematographer Harry... Well, let me go ahead and share with the class. Cinematographer Harris Savides captured Zodiac digitally at 1080p resolution. Handful of slow motion shots were shot on 35mm film in Super 35 format. Okay, post-production was completed at 1080p. Given the low capture resolution and early digital sensors in the camera, some shots suffered from noise, dead pixels, ringing, and even hum bar interference patterns, so the DI was set to da-da-da-da. The results were re-output at 1080p and then sent back to Technicolor before being scanned out to 35mm for theatrical release. For this version, the 1080p DI has been upscaled to 4K and graded for HDR in both Dolby Vision. 1080p origination or not, the fact that the footage was enhanced prior to being down-res back to 1080p means it was essentially super sampled during that process, so it's a surprisingly good candidate for upscaling to 4K. Aliasing, Jaggies? What is a Jaggy? Jaggles? I don't fucking know, man. I'm Googling that word. Another term for aliasing. Visual artifacts in images? I don't know, man. This is above my pay grade. I don't really know what any of this means. It's not a significant upgrade over the Blu-ray version in terms of the detail, and yet it does feel like there's more clarity to the image. And the greater breathing room on the disc doesn't hurt. Okay. It's an upscale in fake HDR, as several scenes clearly show clipping in the highlights. What is fake versus real HDR? Like, I genuinely don't know what that would be, to be honest. Stair step edges on diagonal lines usually. I understand more about many DV movies being released in Blu-ray than 1080p movies released in 4K. Always wanted that Eclipse Criterion set was OOP for a long time. Yeah, probably. Okay, well, 4K masters are always pretty controversial, so I'll leave that to the experts. And if it looks good to me, it looks good to me. I don't really have a problem with upscaling and like doing digital tinkering to make shit look better, especially if there was like technical limitations at the time. I mean, as long as you're not fundamentally altering what the original film looked like, and even then, like, that's still a controversy because like sometimes the director wants that, and like that could be legitimate or not. It's kind of, you know, a whole debate. But I think generally speaking, as long as you're not fundamentally altering the look of the film and you're just using the tools at our disposal to make it look better. Oh, the other thing I meant to say is if it was like put on 35mm film at some point, technically scanning that will give you a 4K resolution, right? So like, I don't know, at the end of the day, yeah, I do think you're right that the increased resolution is going to help. Anyway, that's a bunch of yapping. The thing I get most pissed off is when a 2K DI of a movie shot on film is released in 4K instead of getting a new scan and making a 4K DI. Yeah, that is strange, huh? That does feel like it would be counterintuitive. Yo, y'all never heard of Horrendous? Check this shit out. Crazy, crazy death metal. It's technical without being like fucking wankery all the time. It's good shit. And they're nice people. So check out Horrendous. If you have a source that is only 100 nits in brightness, then scale it up to a brighter HDR 400 to 1000. No new information is being added. You are just changing the dynamic range scale. I'm gonna pretend like that made sense to me. No, I mean that makes sense in theory. I just don't really yeah, I don't know. It's above my pay grade, but I believe you. Yes, interesting. Have you seen the Zodiac transfer? Do you think the Blu-ray is better? Okay. Should we do commissions or reviews first? Let's do reviews first. See how far we can get. To at least get through February. If the film was finished at 2K, it would be prohibitively expensive to go back and redo all the post effects in 4K. See Kill Bill. Yeah, this is that makes sense to me in theory. But then I don't understand why the same problem wouldn't arise by upscaling it. So maybe those movies just shouldn't be in 4K? I don't know. Talking out of my ass a little bit, to be completely honest. Do you listen to any proto-metal or doom? Like what? Proto-metal. Like old shit? Like Coven or something like that? I haven't seen the new Zodiac UHD. Most early 21st century films are a disappointment in 4K, personally. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Proto-metal or doom. I mean, like... Yeah, no, I'd need some examples. Probably? All right, let's go ahead and do this. Yeah. Moving my fucking tabs around. Severin release of In My Skin. They redid the cut on 4K because the movie was finished in full HD. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do these commissions now, because the further we get away from them, I mean, like, now isn't today, the further we get away from them, the more I'm gonna forget. Sabbath, Zeppelin, Iron Butterfly. Okay, I thought maybe you meant Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath is one of my favorite bands, so I'd definitely be listening to that shit. I like the songs from Led Zeppelin that I've heard, but to be honest, I've never listened to a full album from them. They're a huge blind spot for me. Iron Butterfly, I don't think I've heard even a single song from them, to be honest, but maybe I'll check them out. What else would qualify? Let me think. So now I know what you're talking about, but let me think what else. Yeah, to be completely honest with you, you're getting into, like, I don't listen to a ton of, like, 60s music. Or, like, like, my music taste is a lot more modern than my movie taste, to be honest. Like, I'll watch shit from, like, way back in the day, but, like, most of the music I listen to is post 2000s, to be honest. But that's just not to say all of it, of course. I listen to a lot of 80s and 90s and a decent amount of 70s, but pre that, it gets slimmer and slimmer, I'll just be honest, you know? Okay, I'm listening to the new Chevelle record, which is a band that I think is pretty underrated, actually. Kind of a hard-ass band, to be honest. Listening to the Boston self-titled these days, it's pretty good. I need to check that out. That would be another good example of, like, a proto-metal band. All right, we're at an hour and 10 minutes, so we got some time to blast through some reviews. Let's do this one. Cutting Through Rocks, 2025. I got to see this on Slipstream. I was trying to... Hold on. Might have to sneeze. Nope, we're good. Okay. I was hoping to watch all the Oscar-nominated stuff. Didn't quite get to it, but this one was a more limited time window, so I managed to get to this one. And I really liked it. I thought it was great. But they also had an interview with the two directors, and an interesting thing about them... Oh. Thanks, Ninevolt. I appreciate that. Have a good day at work. Good night. Wait, do you work a night shift? That's crazy. We got night shift people in here. Braver than the troops. The directors actually met working on this film, and then they married each other. and they're still married. So that's cute, yeah. 37-year-old Sarah Shaverdi, a motorcycle riding, landowning, former midwife turned fierce citizen advocate and recent divorcee, just won a landslide local election in her remote Iranian village, and everyone has an opinion about it. I'll let you go ahead and guess what kind of opinions they have about it. But this was really, really good. I really enjoyed seeing... I don't think that this is necessarily whitewashing anything. Like, it's not just like, oh, let's find a feel-good story in like a theocratic regime or something like that. It's like pretty honest, and it's but it's also highlighting the fact that like individual people can make big changes in, you know, society and structures and things of that nature, you know. And I don't know, I think highlighting these stories and these voices is really important. And I also think the filmmaking is quite good, because like sometimes you can take that for granted with a documentary and like, oh, well, if the subject matter is important or is interesting or like, you know, whatever, you can just be like, ah, whatever. It's less important how how good the movie is. But this is really well made. It's very well paced, very well edited. It's there's some really cool shots in here too, particularly of women on motorcycles. Hell yeah, we love to see it. Shout out. And then what else was I trying to say? There was another point I wanted to make. Oh, it's really cool watching her, like, kind of, she's a really good politician. Like, she's really smart and knows how to like use people's biases and prejudices against them. I don't want to spoil exactly how she does it, but you watch her kind of like use people's misogyny against them and like kind of bring it back to like, well, at the end of the day, I'm helping you improve your life and stuff like that. And then like sneaking in like really good feminist ideas while she's doing that, you know? It's pretty cool. And it's still depressing, like watching how far there is to go and how little one person can do. But like homeboy from Frightened Rabbit likes to say, or liked to say, I should say, tiny changes. That's what it's all about, right? Gotta do what you gotta do. Do what you can while you're alive. Good stuff. I recommend it. Next one is Kokuo. This one was nominated for Best Makeup, which is why I saw it, but it's also the top grossing live-action film in Japanese history, so it felt important to see also. Nagasaki, 1964. Following the death of his Yakuza father, 15-year-old Kikuo is taken under the wing of a famous kabuki actor. Alongside Shunsuke, the actor's only son, he decides to dedicate himself to this traditional form of theater. For decades, the two young men grow and evolve together, and one will become the greatest Japanese master of the art of kabuki. So, just real quick. Oh yeah, also always a cute story when people meet on set or in a band. Yeah, hell yeah. Just real quick, let me just say this. I don't really understand why this was nominated for makeup. I mean, there's a lot of makeup in it, but it's just it's just kind of like, yeah, this is what I would expect traditional kabuki makeup to look like. And yeah, it's like well done. But then like there's a lot of aging effects done and they're not that good, to be honest. At least to me, it didn't look that convincing. So like whatever. I'm glad that this got some love and some representation and a US theatrical release, and that, you know, a lot of people probably went to see it because of that. I mean, including me, right? This movie's long as shit, I'll say that. I kept thinking it was gonna end like 4 or 5 times, and it just kept going. And I was like, I had to use the bathroom so fucking bad, and eventually I was just like, I gave up, and I just went. And I was like, maybe I'll walk back in during the credits, I don't know. And we still had like 30 minutes left to go. It's like, I was like pretty astonished, but the movie is really good. It's a very sprawling, epic sort of tale. I want to say coming of age is like the closest, but it's like a coming of age if it was like somebody's entire life, you know? Kind of like a Boyhood type beat, you know? Um, fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was reading that this is an adaptation of a novel that's like 1,000 pages long, and the initial cut was like 5 hours, and he had to cut it down, and it was like so brutal to do that. I kind of believe that because even though it's really long, it's also paced in a way where it feels like a lot is missing. Um, and honestly, I think it would have been good to do this in a two-parter or maybe a mini series. Or fuck it, be like our friend from the Philippines and just do a fucking 6-hour movie or whatever the fuck you gotta do. Like, apparently some people do it, right? But this is a film that I'm glad I saw and I do still think about sometimes. And I'd be interested in reading the book at some point, but I went with a 7 out of 10 on this and I do recommend it. Next, maybe a director's cut releasing in the future. Dude, it'd be crazy if they did a director's cut with like twice the amount of fucking footage. That'd be crazy. I mean, I think it's probably been done before, right? Kokuo the miniseries. If the footage exists, I would be down for that. All right, next up. You know who it is? We got the boy Sam Raimi. New movie out. Send help. Meet Linda Little. She's from strategy and planning. She's the boss now. Two colleagues become stranded on a deserted island, the only survivors of a plane crash. On the island, they must overcome past grievances and work together to survive, but ultimately it's a battle of wills and wits to make it out alive. Okay. I gotta say, this won me over by the end, but for the first half, I was like, I don't know about all this. It's kind of like annoying, like pop girl boss feminism a little bit, made by a man. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit obvious and like okay. But by the end of it, it really did win me over. This was a blast to watch in a theater, in a packed theater when people were just hooting and hollering and reacting appropriately to the gross out moments. There's some fucking gross shit in this movie, y'all. Like it's pretty brutal. But yeah, it takes some wild twists and turns, and by the end of it, I like where it ends up. I like that they had the gumption to end this where they did. I don't know. It's pretty obnoxious, and it doesn't look that great. Like, I don't like the cinematography very much in this. I don't like the special effects in this very much. But at the end of the day, it's a fun popcorn movie. If you want something bloody and gross and stupid, you could do a lot worse, and I enjoyed this for sure. Rachel McAdams is great in this, as is Dylan O'Brien. Shout out. The whole time I was like, I fucking know this actor from somewhere, and he was in Twinless. So he's a good actor. So one to watch for sure, but he was a lot of fun. I went with a 7 out of 10 for that one too. Next one. This is my favorite movie of the year so far. 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Real quick, actually, before I read my review, my friend Annie Rose Malamet, Girls Guts and Jello, did a bonus episode reviewing this film. I am not on it, but it's really, really good, and it made me appreciate this movie even more. So check that shit out. But I fucking love this movie. Okay. I just had kind of uncollected thoughts that I needed to put in writing, so my review reads as follows. 1, the Number of the Beast sequence is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and quick addendum, it's gonna be tough to top that as like the coolest scene of the year. 2, the amount of hog in this is admirable as an addendum. Ray Fiennes shows his dick in this, which is pretty cool. So if you're into that, check this out. And obviously Samson's hog is out for like the whole fucking movie. Number 3, this felt like it was made for me specifically. And it does. Number 4, Sir Jimmy's drip is crazy. I can't lie. Number 5, Nia DaCosta, please direct every legacy horror sequel / reboot going forward. Number 6, shout out Dr. Ian's record collection for providing a 100% needle drop hit rate. Number 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One of the most oppressively violent new films I've seen in some time. And number 8, best of the series so far. Easy. Let me read the synopsis real quick. Fear is a new faith. Dr. Kelson finds himself in a shocking new relationship with consequences that could change the world as they know it, and Spike's encounter with Jimmy Crystal becomes a nightmare he can't escape. Yeah, so fucking Ray Fiennes does a drag sequence to Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. It's awesome. But yeah, this movie is nasty. It's fucking nasty. It's so violent, and it's so like viscerally violent. Like, it's tough to watch, and I don't know. It's just like a shitty. It's just a shitty place to be in. You know, to be in the universe of this film is just like, that's not fun for anyone. You know. Wait, I can enjoy a good movie and see Ralph Fiennes' dick. That's cool. Yeah, you can. It exists. Nia DaCosta did that for us, and so did he. All right. I gotta say, she's got the juice. I love her Candyman remake. I think it's better than the original. Sue me, fight me, whatever. I think it's such a brilliant deconstruction of the original and of its legacy. And it's so cool how it, like, the cinematography in it is so sick. What else do I have to say about this? Pretty good atheistic film. It definitely has a very humanist and very explicitly atheistic politics, which, you know, as someone who is both of those things, I appreciated that. And I appreciated it being so overt about that as well. I will say, I like how the series kind of has like little gimmicks for how they shoot it, with like weird music video editing and weird iPhone and, you know, mini DV techniques and stuff. But it was nice to see this as just like a beautifully shot, like, normal movie. I did like that, and the set design on this is crazy. The production design, cinematography. Also, yo, Jack O'Connell has got to be one of our best new actors, right? Like, he's crazy good. Okay, it looks like he's been working for a minute, so maybe I'm being not fair about that, but looks like he does a lot of TV. But like, between this and Sinners, man, bro's going crazy. He's so good. Plays a great villain. What else? I have a lot to say about it, but I think it could be at risk of being a little bit reactionary in its portrayal of Satanism, because, you know, Satanism is like basically just atheism with like goth aesthetics and a little bit of extra positive principles, but like for the most part, right? I'm not myself a Satanist, but I'm like kind of low-key a Satanist. I ascribe to a lot of the tenets of and a lot of the aesthetics of it, for sure. I mean, look, I have Lucifer falling tattooed right here on my arm, so like I get it, you know. And Satanism is kind of portrayed as just being inherently evil in this, but it's also like for a reason, and it does interesting things with that. It's also just kind of cool. I don't know, I'll be honest, you know. What else do I have to say about this? I don't know, it's just really nice to watch like something that is really violent and shocking, but also is like really, really smart and has like really important and interesting like social commentary, and I love it. I just think it's so good. Like, I couldn't. I gave it an 8 when I walked out of the theater, and I just kind of thought about it, and by the end of that, I was like, nah, this shit's a 9. It's so good. Nia DaCosta, please hire her to make more movies, all right? Because she's got the juice. She's got the goods, all right? What else? Next up, I just want to talk about this real quick. So I don't really know why, but they were doing a re-release for My Bloody Valentine 3D in theaters, and I had just seen the original My Bloody Valentine on Valentine's Day, and so me and my roommate went to go see it. And I don't know, this came out in 2009, so I would have been, let me do some math, 12 when this came out, thereabouts. Around that age, so I was in middle school. And well, let me just read this real quick. Tagline is "Get your heart broken." Unbelievable. 10 years after a Valentine's Day tragedy claimed the lives of 5 minors, Harry Warden returns for a vengeful massacre among teen sweethearts gearing up for another party. Okay. Real quick. The obvious tagline for these movies is "Be Mine." Right? Come on, bro. Or some kind of variation on that. Because it's about minors and it's a Valentine's Day movie. Be mine. Somebody needs to hire me, okay? Get it together, all right? Anyway, I was like 12 when this shit came out, and there were like a couple kids in my class that went to see it, and it was like, oh, you got to go see the rated R horror movie in 3D, and like I was scared of horror movies at the time, but I was also like impressed that they got to go see it, and like a little bit jealous and intrigued and all these things, you know? And it's always kind of percolated in the back of my mind as like, I'd like to see that just to redeem my 12-year-old self for a little bit or whatever, you know? Um, and then I saw that they were doing it in 3D, and I was like, yo, if I'm gonna watch it, I need to see all the cheesy 3D bullshit, right? Like, that's gotta happen, right? Otherwise, it's like, what's even the point? What's the point of watching this in 2D? The remake grew on me on rewatch. Huge fan of the original, but I thought it was pretty fun for a 2000 slasher. So I watched the original and I thought it was fine. I don't love it. I think it's okay. I think it's fun for what it is. And I thought that, honestly, I thought there would be a good chance that I would like the remake better because, like, when I bought the ticket, I was hoping for a few things. All right, I was hoping for complete trash, peak 2000s sleaze. All right, I was hoping for wall to wall gratuitous nudity, wall to wall gratuitous violence, a trashy, stupid movie, and some new metal needle drops. That's what I wanted. All right. I mostly got that. Unfortunately, I didn't watch it in theaters because I was 4 and didn't know it was released. Yo, we got people young as fuck in my chat. Shout out. Thanks for being here. Because I built this channel as a physical media channel, a lot of my audience skews older, so it's nice to have people that are younger in here. Wait, how old would that make you if you were 4? So 2000. Oh my god. That's crazy that you're like 20. That's wild. I'm getting old, y'all. I'm about to turn 29, and I don't know. It's fine. Shout out. Anyway. Yeah, you're 20. Well, shout out. Thanks for being here. I'm curious how you found this channel. You don't have to tell me. I'm just curious because, like, genuinely, I don't unk me, Jesus. Can you be a girl unk? Is that a thing? Is there a different term? I think it's gender neutral, to be honest. Can't believe I just got unked in my goddamn chat. But yeah, how did you find it? You don't have to tell me, but I'm curious because, like, genuinely the number of people under 25 that watch my videos is very little. Not to be more unk coded, but it generally feels like people younger than me don't really like movies as a nice. You found the channel from your interview you did with the guy from Vinegar Syndrome. Shout out. It feels like younger people, and I mean people in general, I don't want to let everybody off the hook because it's just like a society-wide trend, but it does generally feel like movies in general are not a medium that people care about in the ways that they used to. It's unfortunate, but it feels like that's becoming more and more true with new generations and stuff, you know? It is what it is. Female unk so funk. Pretty funky. I think we can just decide that unk is gender neutral. I think it's fine. What am I saying? Oh, I was reviewing this movie. Um, yeah, I don't like it as much as the original. I gotta be honest. It's okay. Like, I kind of got what I wanted, but also I didn't. Like, there is one extended sequence of truly, truly insanely gratuitous nudity, but there's also like, it's kind of like sectioned off into this one thing. And then they also tease like gratuitous nudity and gratuitous violence in different sections, and then they don't commit. And I'm just like, just do it. Like, someone let me direct a movie. I'll fucking do it. I'll go there. Hey Steven, shout out. How you doing? Um we went over Criterion and now we're reviewing new movies. And I'm talking about the My Bloody Valentine remake that I got to see in 3D in theaters, which was pretty exciting. um Also, the ending is pretty fucking ableist, to be honest, and like it does the thing that I think, I don't know, it isn't obvious. Like, it is a surprise ending, but it kind of cheats in how it gets there, and thematically what it ends up saying is way not as cool as what I thought it was gonna say, you know? So I went with a 5 out of 10 for this. It's just not as sleazy and as trashy as I wanted it to be, and it's okay. I mean, it's fun for what it is. The 3D was stupid. Oh, again, I'm a little bit blind, and like the 3D effect without my glasses, it's gonna be rough on account of the nature of my eyes. But I asked my but I you know, I saw it with my roommate and I asked him because he's not blind, and he was like, yeah, I couldn't see shit in that movie. I was like, okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me. Like, the lighting in it is atrocious. And also, can I be honest? It's completely outrageous that the end credit sequence did not have a new metal needle drop. Like, the fact that My Plague by Slipknot or like The End of Heartache or like something like that did not start blasting in my theater speakers when the credits hit was kind of unacceptable. Like, genuinely unacceptable, okay? Fucked up. Just finished showing my partner Demolition Man. That certainly is a 90s movie. I've not seen it. Is it good? I almost watched Replicator today, but I didn't have enough time before stream. Let me look that up real quick. Anyway, the movie was dumb, but it wasn't dumb in the ways that I wanted it to be, and I wish it was dumber. Oh. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. This looks fun. This is generally the kind of action that I don't love, but actually I could see myself liking this. Excuse me. Every movie back in the day had to be released in 3D. It was definitely a trend for a second. And like, I'm glad that they still do it to some extent, but yeah, there was when I was like younger, it's a 2000s thing, late 2000s thing for sure. Like, so fucking much. So many of the movies had to be in 3D. If the movie was released in 2004, it would finish playing new metal. Yeah, maybe it missed the boat, but I think it should have been bold. Should have been bold. Maybe some mall emo, you know? Maybe like a Census Fail track. That would have gone hard. Like, if it was, like, if that shit ended and then Calling All Cars started playing, man, I would have bumped up my rating a full star if that happened. I'm just being honest. All right, how many more can we do here? Let's do a few more. Next, the worst was the post-processed 3D that made the movies look dark and muddy. Had to make money off the 3D premium ticket. This was a pretty bad example of that, to be completely honest. It looked like shit. I mean, it looked terrible. And like, the whole thing takes place in a goddamn mine or in like a rainy ass fucking dreary ass city. You can't see shit. Rewatched the 2000s House of Wax a few weeks ago that had quite a soundtrack. That's really funny. That was the first movie that came up after he came out of the theater, and I haven't seen it, but Val was like, have you seen that? It reminds me of it, and I want to see it. Wait, Should I spoil the soundtrack for myself or should I look it up? I'm gonna look it up. I'll forget by the time I watch it, so I'll just go ahead and look it up. House of Wax. I love the original House of Wax. The idea that you would remake an iconic horror film like that with Paris Hilton is kind of a flex, and I have to respect it. 3D. A lot of cinema owners made a lot of cinema owners broke because they couldn't afford 3D projectors. Yeah, that's probably pretty brutal right after you switch from 35 to digital projection and then you got to add a goddamn 3D thing on top of it. Pretty rough. Soundtracks. Ooh. We got Deftones right off the bat. That would have been good. This is what I'm talking about. We have Deftones, Raekwon, Disturbed, Interpol, The Prodigy, Karen O, MCR, The Stooges, Marilyn Manson, more MCR, Joy Division. That's stacked. That's a crazy soundtrack. It's kind of not as bad as it should be. You'll probably like it more than My Bloody Valentine. I think I probably will. I've actually heard a lot of people defend this movie, and I've been meaning to check it out. But that's a crazy soundtrack. That's like hits on hits. It's almost like Need for Speed Most Wanted soundtrack. But let's look that one up too. Need for Speed Most Wanted soundtrack. Oh, this is a video game. I don't know anything about video games. But we got Mastodon, Avenged Sevenfold. That can't be The Mayhem. Disturbed. Bullet for My Valentine, Hand of Blood. What a banger, dude. What a banger. That song goes so hard. Cell Dweller, yeah. Static X, The Roots, Lupe Fiasco, The Prodigy. That's a banger soundtrack too. Massive, Stooges, Interpol, and Joy Division fan. All good bands. And I have oh, I got confused. I thought you said Massive Attack for a second. I've seen Massive Attack. I love Massive Attack. I've seen Interpol. They were really good. Obviously, I've not seen the Stooges or Joy Division. A little bit before my time. Like how every edgy, goth, urban, sci-fi film in the late 90s had to have Placebo on the soundtrack. God, I love Placebo. What a great band. Where's the Placebo of today? We need a contemporary Placebo. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Okay, next movie. More Oscars watching. I went ahead and saw Diane Warren Relentless just because the story of her sort of Sisyphean pursuit of an Oscar is just kind of really fascinating to me. And I'm also like, who is this person that keeps getting nominated? Because I just didn't know. And now I do. Massive Attack is cool too. I fucking love Massive Attack. I saw them do Mezzanine the whole way through. What a great album. And it also, they had Liz Fraser come out. Fuck, man. Really special. Hitmaker legend, pain in the ass, an intimate look at the life, career, and process of one of the most accomplished songwriters of all time, Diane Warren. So I don't like her songs. I think her songs are pretty bad, to be honest. I mean, you know, they're big hits and they're like important, but like all the ones that they named, I mean, pretty much all of them, I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this sort of like schmaltzy, cheesy, like bullshit. Like, Don't Want to Miss a Thing. I fucking hate that song, man. Terrible. Turn Back Time. It's okay. Like, you know, I will say, I gotta respect her. Like, she's kind of a queen, all right? All she does is write music. She is autistic as fuck, and like, I'm not just saying that because I can fucking clock them at this point. like it's part of the doc where she's like, yeah, I'm like maybe a little autistic. I'm like, Diane, okay, it's fine. And she's also like ace coded. I don't know if that's how she identifies, but like she's definitely kind of queer coded, or you know, into some capacity. Um, this Chevelle record is pretty good. It's not as good as some of their other ones, but I like it. What else? What was I gonna say? Yeah, and I liked seeing her journey, like trying to get. I actually liked this doc quite a bit. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was like very, very engrossing and like easy to follow and entertaining. I enjoyed it, you know. I thought it was pretty good, and I like her as a presence on screen and like as a figure to explore. Um, but I gotta say, it is so funny that the whole movie is about her pursuit to get an Oscar, and it exists to write a song for her to get nominated for, and then you know, then win an Oscar, subsequently win an Oscar, right? And we're doing this big build up. She's like writing the song throughout the whole doc. She gets Kesha in to sing the song, and Kesha looks hot as shit and like starts singing, and she's so good. But then you hear the song. The song is terrible. Like, it's so bad. Like, I'm sorry. I do feel for her. I do want her to win an Oscar at some point, just because. But you gotta write a good song, and that shit was not it. Look, if she's out of hits, if she's not writing good songs, stop nominating her, okay? Because it's like a humiliation ritual at this point to nominate her like 27 times, and like she's not even writing good songs anymore. Like that one she did with Lady Gaga, that was probably the time to do it, right? That had like a good narrative behind it and everything. But brother, dear me, dear God, that song was awful. Like, so bad. Like you're seriously gonna sit here and tell me with a straight face that you think that was better than I Lied to You or Golden or Train Dreams? Come on, bro. Maybe better than that opera shit, because I don't really listen to opera like that, so I don't know if that was any good, but as far as I know, that's a brilliant opera track. So Diane Warren, R.I.P. Are you familiar with Susan Lucci and her streak of failed daytime Emmy losses? Diane Warren is her. I'm not familiar, but that's unfortunate. It's got to be kind of rough, right? To like be at the edge of success so many times and then to be like a punchline. Like she's fine. She's got it made. She's got hella fucking awards. But I kind of get it, you know? Just that one last thing to really, really put a seal on it. I don't know. I don't know, Diane. Write a better song. I don't know what to tell you. I believe in you. You can do it. Autistic Ace Queen. I believe in you. Next. So I definitely wanted to check this out because, well, next is the Smashing Machine. I definitely wanted to check this out because people were kind of dogging on it. They were kind of roasting it. Kind of like saying, okay, it's a little bit obvious who has the juice in this brotherhood, you know? But, you know, I thought it looked intriguing, and I gotta be honest. Let me pull this up. This poster is awesome. It's such a striking image, and like just the layout and the typography. I love this poster. I think that shit is like an all-timer. Like when the posters were up in the movie theater, I was like, yeah, I want to see that. And I love biopics. I like sports movies a lot, actually. Like this had all the makings of being like something I would really like. And like, you know, Benny Safdie's a real one, so he was like shooting it on all these weird film formats and stuff. And Dwayne Johnson is like putting in a real performance. I think that's really interesting. It was kind of like an Adam Sandler type moment where you're taking a kind of unserious actor and he's turning in a real performance because he's with a real director, you know? It's like I thought I would really like this. And you know, I saw Marty Supreme and I loved it, but I was also like kind of the same movie. So like, you know, he's just kind of returning to that same well to great results, but like I respected that Benny went and did something different. Anyway, that is all to say I didn't think it was that good, unfortunately. Okay, the unforgettable true story of a UFC legend. In the late 1990s, up-and-coming mixed martial artist Mark Kerr aspires to become the greatest fighter in the world. However, he must also battle his opioid dependence and a volatile relationship with his girlfriend, Dawn. So this was nominated for Best Makeup, and the makeup in it is pretty astonishing. Like, Dwayne Johnson is pretty unrecognizable, but it also doesn't look like makeup. Like, it looks good. And then there's all the, like, gore and stuff and, like, getting his face beat to shit. Like, on top of that, the makeup in this is astounding. I probably would have given it to them if I was up to me. I mean, I get that Frankenstein was amazing, but, like, I don't know. This, I think, was doing something a little bit more subtle and was really, really good. So, that being said, you know, I like the cinematography. Some people were saying it wasn't good. I liked it. I thought it was really interesting, and I like how it kind of was doing something unique and different and kind of off kilter. Script is just bad. I'll be honest, the script is bad, and I think Emily Blunt is bad in this. It might be that the writing is just so bad and her character is just so bad, but like there's scenes in this where I'm like, she's not good. And also like Dwayne Johnson, it's another one where it's kind of hard. It's like, is the script bad or is he bad? I think he's bad in some of these scenes, but I think he's really good in some of these scenes too. So it's, and he has a lot more to do and he has a much more interesting role, you know? So it's not really a fair comparison, but like there's scenes in this that are just rough and are just like, man, not it. And it has like this really cheesy, like, where are they now kind of like, you know, it's just kind of a cheesy ending that I wasn't a big fan of. Like not the ending, but like the ending. You know what I'm saying? With like the where are they now like text at the end or whatever. It's just kind of like it also feels like we're lionizing somebody who wasn't super great in his treatment of women. It's fine if you're doing like a raging bull and you're being honest about it, but like felt a little bit like we're being like, ah, shucks, ain't he great? Because he like punches people real good. I don't know, man. It wasn't my favorite. It was a 6 out of 10 for me. But I think he's got something in him. He just probably shouldn't write the script. I still think he's a good director. We'll see. Do I want to keep going? We're going at 2 hours, and logically in my diary it would make sense to do my commissions. So let's do that, and then we'll do the rest of these hopefully next time. Okay, I'm not listening to the new Rise Against, which I don't have high hopes for, but I'll check it out. Dwayne can't stand to be seen as lesser than, which I think bled into the portrayal of the fighter. I mean, without spoiling anything, I think he kind of does. I think he does have a bit of modesty in this role, you know? Like it takes an egoist to like personify this person, but also like, you know, he gets beat to shit and like he's not doing great shit in this movie. And so I kind of I did admire it in that regard. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to our commission segment. I only have 2 to do today. Steven, I'm sorry, I'm really behind on yours. I'll definitely oh, I was speaking about your sense that there was a lionizing. I think so, but I think it's less. I think it's Benny Safdie doing all the lionizing. Like it's in all the like. It's in the directing. I feel like it's in the script itself, and it's in the. I'm trying to think of what the term for it is, but like when the movie ends and before the credits, you're like, blank character lived on to this date and did all these great things, and he was remembered for like all that shit is like really glazing this guy, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get to some of yours this week for sure. I think I'm actually gonna watch A Woman Under the Influence tomorrow. The Animal House title cards. Yes. It's not quite as cheesy as that, but it's that without the like visuals to go with it, you know? It's that. Okay. So we got 2 to do today. I don't think either of them are in chat, but that's okay. I just gotta do these. For those of you who are not familiar, for a $20 tip, I'll review literally anything you want. Hopefully by the next stream, generally speaking. And so I think it was Addie, actually, who requested that I do Hot Frosty. So let me read the synopsis for you. Hot Frosty, directed by Jerry Spaghetti. It took a snowman to melt her heart. When a young widow's magic scarf brings a dashing snowman to life, can he help her rediscover romance, laughter, and holiday cheer before he melts away? So, obviously not a good rating from the general community, but you know what? You know fucking what? I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna speak my truth. I like this movie. I like it. I think it's good. Absolute cinema. That's right. It's good, okay? All right, so this isn't technically a Hallmark movie, but it's a Hallmark movie. It is spiritually a Hallmark movie. That's exactly what it's doing. It is my second Hallmark movie ever. The first one being Hanukkah on Rye, which I also kind of liked. And having seen that, I mean, it's following this formula to a T. But it's a Netflix original, I think. So the premise is, what if Frosty the Snowman was sexy and you wanted to fuck him? I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome that somebody wrote that down and then that script was picked up and produced and like made waves. It's awesome. Okay, that's great. Horny shit. My only criticism of the film, you know what it is. Okay, you know what it is. One, we don't see Frosty's carrot. That's fucked up. Two, they don't fuck Frosty. You're gonna make a movie called Hot Frosty, make it horny as shit, and you don't fuck Frosty. Come on, bro. Anyway, here's something that I like about these movies. Okay, it's like exploitation cinema for moms, for like kind of boring moms. Not to be rude about it, but like people that aren't really into like art movies, you know what I mean? They just want to put something on and be entertained and have fun and like watch something that'll make them feel good. Nothing wrong with that, all right? They had to make it so it could air in the background of a Christmas party. You're right. Have better Christmas parties, though, is all I'm saying, all right? Look, the premise is that they want to fuck Frosty, so do it. That's all I'm saying, right? This album is not very good so far, to be completely honest. It's distracting me and how I don't like it. What was I gonna say? Oh, so that's who it's for, right? And you're right. It's for like, it's background slop for the Christmas party or whatever. All right. But the thing is, it's also not totally slop. All right. Like they know what they're making and they're having fun with it. And actually, I think for what it is, it's pretty good. Like, I think it's actually genuinely funny in quite a few moments. I like the writing. I like the performances. I like that it's dumb fucking dumb bullshit, Like, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly who their audience is, and they're catering to it to a T, okay? And, like, this is truly the type of movie. The horny older women are amazing in this. It's a good bit, all right? The horny old ladies are a good bit, all right? And, like, I gotta say, Dustin Milligan, this is an interesting performance, like, to try to attempt, and I genuinely think he's quite good. Like, I think he knew the assignment and he did a good job. Like, I'm being sincere. He's like an airheaded hot guy and he does a good job. And like, okay, the movie doesn't make any sense. Okay. If you think about it too much, it falls apart. Obviously, it's a movie about wanting to fuck Frosty the Snowman. Like, relax. Okay. But like, it lets them off the hook a little bit, but there is commentary on policing and police brutality in this movie. All right. And the Letterboxd review from the writer of this confirms this. All right, there is social commentary to be had. All right, this is a socially valuable film. Okay, and there is. Is it a so bad it's good, or the movie is really good? It's not so bad it's good, probably in the way you're like, I genuinely like it. Because if I thought it was so bad it's good, I would have given it a bad rating and then also just told you that I had fun watching it. But I genuinely enjoyed it, and I think it succeeds at what it's trying to do. That being said, is it a good movie? Not really. You know? The good parts are good on purpose. I agree. Like, I do think that this is performed well, and it's funny, and it's like heartwarming, and it's cute, and it like goes down really easy, and it's a fun movie. And like that's what they tried to do, so I think they succeeded, you know? Is it like groundbreaking cinematography or writing or directing? No, right? Like, you know what it is. But for a straight to streaming holiday affair to like be as dumb as possible and as easy as possible and as like straight down the middle as possible, like I think it succeeds pretty well in that, you know? Where's the guy that was saying I only watch queer movies? This is about as straight as it gets, and I was into it, okay? This is good shit. I fuck with this. Alright? I fuck with Hot Frosty, alright? I'm speaking my truth. I don't know, man. If you hate this, I'm not gonna blame you. But I had a good time. I was never bored. I laughed. I thought it had some good messaging to it. Yeah, you know? You gotta open your heart, alright? Because sometimes, you know, you're gonna lose something. Or you know, like you might lose something, but that doesn't mean you don't try, alright? You have to try. You have to open your heart. You have to be vulnerable to make good connections and have experiences in your life that are worth having, alright? You gotta look, I'm fucking crying. I'm not crying. You gotta have a little bit of risk, alright? You gotta, I'm repeating myself. You know what I'm trying to say, alright? Check out Hot Frosty this Christmas. I thought it was fun. I'll probably watch it again, to be honest. Homeboy from The Office, what's his name? Craig Robinson is in this. Homeboy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Joe LaTruglio. I don't know how to pronounce this name. But there's like real people in this too. And it's directed, all right, the reason we're talking about it. I love this about it. It is directed by the fucking guy who did Graveyard Shift and Psycho Girls. And now he just makes like kind of slop movies, but I have to respect it. I gotta respect the hustle, you know? It's a living. There's worse ways to make a living than to make fun, dumb movies, alright? Anyway, shout out Hot Frosty. I fuck with it. 7 out of 10 from me. Okay, I'm not actually gonna read it, but I will just show it to you real quick. I recommend reading the review written by the guy who wrote it, because I actually think it's pretty wholesome, and I think it kind of validated my feelings on it, that like this is written by a real writer who like knows what he's doing and like is being tongue-in-cheek and like is being is writing to his audience a bit, right? But like there is still something there. Sue me, all right? I fuck with Hot Frosty. If they ever put out a Blu-ray of Hot Frosty, I'll do a visual essay on it. I'll write an essay for it. I'll be academic as fuck talking about Hot Frosty, bro. All right? Check that shit out. And now we're going to talk about more queer cinema, okay? From a real ass director and like a movie that is genuinely just really fucking good. All right, let's talk about Cruising. I loved this movie when I watched it initially, and I still love it. Still one of my favorites. I watched the new 4K from Arrow Video. That shit looks amazing. Check that shit out. The package is really good too. I think the limited edition is still available. It has a leather textured slipcover on it and a real chunky book in it. Who doesn't love queer cinema? Boring straight people usually. Pick me, LGB alliance type motherfuckers, you know, Republicans, all the worst people, you know. I'm mostly roasting this guy who I don't think is in chat anymore because he was tired of me not answering his dumb questions. But he kept saying all I watch is queer cinema, which is like such a funny thing to say. As if that would be something to be corrected, even if it was true. Like, yeah, there's a real scourge of people only watching queer cinema. When are people gonna finally watch The Dark Knight again? All right. I was gonna say Fight Club as a joke too, but that is kind of a queer film, to be honest. Cruising. It's hard for me to talk about this with at least kind of talking about the ending. All right. So if you've never seen Cruising and you want to go in completely blind, now is probably the time to dip, because after this, kind of done for the night. We're at 2 hours. My voice is getting tired. I need to eat something. It's getting late. I need to answer the pretty girls on my phone. All right. You understand these things, right? But it's really difficult for me to talk about this film without talking about the ending. So I won't overtly spoil it, but if you want to go in totally blind, this is your warning, all right? This is my review. Cruising. This review may contain spoilers. The ending to this is not even particularly ambiguous, a brilliant examination of the violence of legal, social, and self-imposed repression, also clearly one of the all-time great ACAB films. Yeah. So then let me read the synopsis real quick. Al Pacino is cruising for a killer. When New York is caught in the grip of a sadistic serial killer who preys on patrons of the city's underground bars, young rookie Steve Burns infiltrates the S&M subculture to try and lure him out of the shadows. So this movie is what you might call controversial for its portrayal of the gay community. I really tried. I tried very hard to understand the criticisms of this. And I just don't think that they are in particularly good faith. Like, I could kind of see how... No, I don't, actually. I think this is only problematic. This is only homophobic if your goal is to assimilate. There, I said it, okay? If your goal is liberation, this shit is based, all right? If your goal is for your fucking, you know, corporate overlords to think that you're normal and, like, to treat you, like, to just blend in with the straights and, like, be assimilated into normative culture, if that's what you want, sure. I could see watching this and be like, hey, man, you're blowing up, you're fucking up the bag, all right? You're showing us all as degenerate perverts, all right? When we're just normal-ass guys who go to work and grind under capitalism like all the fucking straights, all right? Sure. Can I be even meaner? If you're a really boring gay person, then this probably reads as homophobic. I don't know what to say, all right? And I will say, I found myself less able to defend it when I watched the making of documentary, because the way that they talk about it, the way that William Friedkin and, what was the other guy? Maybe the producer? Jerry Weintraub? I don't know. There was another guy that was talking about this movie, and like they didn't feel 100% on the level while they were talking about it. There was some of the language there where I was like, But also, this is 1980. All right, cut him a break. I think this shit holds up like crazy. I think Al Pacino is spectacular in this. Here's another criticism that I saw that I think is so boring and I think is so, like, pay attention. Like, I think this has become a bit of a buzzword and people say this obnoxiously, but I mean, a little bit, like, maybe get your fucking media literacy up a little bit. People are like, oh, Al Pacino is such a bad gay person. He doesn't play a convincing gay person at all. Nobody has ever said this while they were cruising. His dancing is so bad. Yeah, man. He's a goddamn cop pretending to be a gay person. Of course he's not good at it. And also, he may be repressing some things, okay? So he's, like, scared to, like, show his true self and, like, you know, maybe reveal some things about himself, either to himself or to others, okay? Is all I'm saying, right? Of course he's bad at it. Of course he doesn't know how to cruise. Of course he doesn't know how to fucking dance, all right? He's a fucking cop, okay? But, like, okay, love this movie. Respect to Pacino for not being afraid to go there. Oh, for sure. And you know what? Respect to William Friedkin and respect to Al Pacino too, because they went through some fucking shit with these protests. Like, not our best showing, I gotta say. When the queer community tried to get this shit shut down, not great. If I was in William Friedkin's position, I probably would have just not made the movie. If I'm being honest, like, because I remember what it was like when I thought I was straight and cis and all this, and I was like very much deferring to, you know, if a gay person told me that something I was doing was homophobic, I would have been like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. You're right. But I gotta admire a little bit the straight white man sort of gumption and confidence to just be like, I know what I'm doing is not homophobic. I know what I'm doing is like good and has more complex themes than that. So I'm gonna do it. And like they were saying that he didn't even flinch. He was like, "We're making this movie," and that is what it is. I gotta say, I gotta respect it a little bit, you know. And the thing is, it would be one thing if he did that and it was like this homophobic screed, but he did it and he was right, you know. Even actual hetero men spend a lot of time hiding elements of themselves, femininity, homosocial bonds, to bow to patriarchal straight pressures. Absolutely. Absolutely. Freakin' definitely gave off no fucks to give vibes in his interviews. He really did. He did not give a shit. This man was like, I also saw a quote from him. Let me see if I can find it. William Friedkin cruising gay quotes. Hold on, my keyboard fucked up. When he died, I saw a quote going around from him where people were like asking him like, how did you feel about making a movie about the gay community as an outsider? And he was like, who the fuck said I was an outsider? Which is fair. Even if he's not gay, it's like, how do you know? Maybe I go to these clubs. Maybe I've been to these clubs. Maybe I suck dick. Fuck you. You know? Oh, that was a baller ass answer. And also it kind of implied that like he might have been on the level, you know? Maybe our boy Billy Friedkin was out here sucking dick for research, all right? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I have a lot to say about this. I might end up I actually think I'm going to end up writing an essay about this for the Physical Media Advocate. Sorry if I just blew up your spot, Ryan, but I said I would like to, and I'm going to try to actually do it because I have so much to say about this movie, and I think it is kind of brilliant. Who wouldn't suck dick for research? I mean, look, straight dudes, you know, I think the world would be a better place if more people tried sucking dick, all right? It's a humbling experience, okay? What can you do? It's an exercise in empathy, all right? That's your homework, everybody. Go suck a dick, all right? I mean that in the most loving way possible, all right? Make sure it's consensual and all that, but like, don't knock it till you tried it, you know what I'm saying? How do you know what you're into if you don't try it? It's not that bad, all right? It's actually kind of fun. You might like it. All right. What was I saying? Cruising. Wish me luck. I'm wishing you luck. Godspeed. All right, go for it. What am I saying? Oh, I fucking love the way this movie looks. And like the thing is, I remember on the Criterion channel, this shit looked blue as shit, and I was really into it. I really loved the cool blues that was bathing like that was really sort of pervasive throughout this film. But when I watched it again, it wasn't quite as stark as I remembered it being. And so I popped in my old Blu-ray to compare. I gotta say, the blue was a little much on the Blu-ray. On that old transfer, it was a little much. I think it's a little more subtle on this new one, and it looks pretty spectacular. And then everything else looks better, too. This 4K is amazing. Check that shit out. Also, if I had a magic wand, one of the things that I would materialize is all the lost footage of the gay S&M clubs. Because apparently he had like an hour of footage of like just straight up brutal hardcore gay sex that was in the initial cut. And he just kind of, that was a strategy for getting an R rating, was just like taking that out piece by piece until they finally relented and were like, fine, you can keep the fisting scene, I guess. Pretty disturbing and brutal look at police brutality as well. I just don't think that if you are a serious person, I'm sorry, like I don't see how you get there in saying that this is like overtly homophobic or like a dangerous film to exist. Like, I mean, if anything, it shows how like being marginalized is dangerous, which is just a fact, right? Like that's just obvious. Okay. And yes, please go buy the William Friedkin Works the Shaft shirts. Friedkin definitely altered some of his color gradings along the way. I remember Blue of French Connection being super blue as opposed to a more white grade from DVD. Yeah, it's easy to get into the weeds with this stuff, but to my eyes, 4K looks way better. Looks more natural. I think the Blu-ray looks good too, by the way. I think like if you don't want to upgrade it, don't feel like you have to, but and then just real quick, this was included on the 4K. Actually, you know what? The 4K has way more special features, so yeah, you should upgrade it actually, because there's really cool shit on there. This is an archival documentary, short film documenting street protests against the filming of Cruising. Unfortunately, the film has no sound, but it is are you interested in Nolan's Odyssey movie? Absolutely. I can't wait to see that. That's actually a really good example of a movie coming out that I want to see. I'm pretty excited about that. We'll get the Pride discourse. No cops at Pride versus no kink at Pride. Yeah, it's unfortunate, honestly. And, you know, I obviously don't agree with these protests at all. And I didn't agree with the audio commentary from the director talking about how he like wanted the movie to be stopped, but I think that this is really valuable, fascinating footage, and I love how grainy it is. Like it looks like shit, but it's like a really cool aesthetic, and I fucked with it heavy. And then we have the documentary The History of Cruising from 2007, which I thought was pretty good. Again, there was some stuff in here where I was like, you're making it harder for me to defend this. Where they just kind of seemed not homophobic, but just ignorant. But it is what it is. It's valuable, and I'm glad it's there. Okay, team. I'll try to get as many of these commissions done next week as possible. I've got a pretty hefty list to get through. I think 4 of them. Let me double check. Hi Art. Da, 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 da. Yeah, were you copying pasting your comment from earlier? If you're paying attention, you would have seen the movies that I talked about that are not queer cinema. Is Hot Frosty queer cinema? I did a whole review of it. The Smashing Machine, My Bloody Valentine, 28 Years Later, Send Help, Kokuo. Are those all queer cinema? I'm chill as fuck, bro. Let's see. I've got 4. Yeah, 4. All 4 from you for next week. We'll see how far I can get. I could probably knock these out for next week, but I'm excited about it. Smashing Machine is kind of gay. All right, that's fair. All right. I'll see y'all next week. Thanks for hanging out. I don't have anything to run back today, but that's all right. I'll see y'all in a week. I hope you had fun. Please be kind to each other. 28 years later has Ralph Fiennes in drag, so half queer. You know what? Fair. Fuck it. All of it. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Remember, the Satan loves all of their children. Bye.